most journeys, as you talk about, kind of start in one place, and then you kind of meet some kind of nefarious demon, and then it kind of works out, and then everybody's happy at the end. Cancer diagnoses kind of aren't that way. You're just kind of going along with life, and then all of a sudden, man, you're in a completely different place, completely overwhelmed, completely in the dark, completely chaotic, completely vulnerable, completely isolated. So I was going to start with a story in our family. I am not a cancer survivor. My wife is, and a few years ago after her diagnosis, our family really, really struggled. And most of what I learned, I didn't learn from our books. I learned from all of you. And the emotions that I'll share with you and how I felt are probably magnified a millionfold as Julie went through her journey. And it began when I was in the office because kind of either there or the OR. That's where I spend most of my time. And it was a Monday, and Julie called me. She hadn't been feeling well. She had been tired. She actually slept through our daughter's confirmation through that day, and we had dinner planned, and it was totally out of character. So we finally convinced her to go to the doctor. So she went, and while I was working, got a call back and went in and got some rough news. I was working. She called me and said, go to your office, will you? And I said, I'm an hour behind. I have to, right? I'm an hour behind. Thank you for laughing. I'm an hour behind. I have all these people that I'm taking care of. She said, just go to your office. I need to tell you something important. So I went and kept the charts with me. I don't think you knew that part, but I've still. So the phone rang and I picked it up, and the next sentence completely changed our lives. And what she said was, your wife has leukemia. Yeah, and it kind of sucked the air out of me too. And for two reasons. The first one was you don't expect that diagnosis, and you never expect your wife to talk in a third person. So that very rarely happens. And I think it was kind of where her head was at. This disease wasn't really hers yet. She couldn't even put it together that it was actually her. So I did a quick internet search just to see, because it's not a disease I treat, and I wanted to know kind of what we were doing with that now, and found that things hadn't changed in 20 years. 20 years ago, my uncle Murph was diagnosed with the same form of leukemia. And he was nearly the exact same age as Julie. His son, my cousin, was nearly the exact same age as our two daughters. And he had a 3-year struggle that took a big, broad, brawny, practical joker truck mechanic down like you've not seen before. And he passed away about 3 years after. I looked on the internet, found that nothing had changed, and said, oh boy, this is not something I'm ready for. So I went home and I tried to lighten the mood by saying something really dumb. Really, there are some moods that kind of need to sit. That was a lesson for me that day. I couldn't stay in our house. We have a house with a 2-story foyer. It was closing in around, I couldn't be there. So I dragged her up and down the neighborhood for a walk so she could get some fresh air and I didn't go claustrophobic. And this sense of the whole world just closing in on us just kind of took over. And I found this song. This song is borrowed. It was not meant to be in this way. And I will share with you that now. Someone somewhere is laughing. Someone somewhere sings a sorry little song. Someone somewhere is calling me, and I follow. For the silence of my mind is deafening. Come and find me here.
Tell me why illness calls me. Tell me why I run blindly into life. Tell me why do I feed this distance when I follow? For the silence of my mind is deafening. Come and find me here. Wear your love like a shoestring. Wear your heart exposed and unaware. Wear your promise so it calls me, and I follow. For the silence of my mind is deafening. Come and find me here.
I'll cut to the chase. I'd like to introduce my wife, Julie Bolton.